everyone, welcome to Winged Papercrafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to go through our next set of templates. So this is what we call Template Tuesday. I've got a basic template here that we're going to go through. So this is template number 11. It's just a basic, A2 card here, pretty simple. This will be an easy one. This is actually kind of an easy one too. This is going to be our fun fold for the week. So this is template 12, which is actually a gift card holder. So it's going to you can put a gift card right down in here in this pocket. So I will show you how that's going to work here in just a second. We're going to start with this one first. So we are going to start with our instructions here that I have written on the inside of my card so that I always have the measurements when I want to use this template. So I've got a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to give this a good burnish here. And cardstock that goes on the outside. So this piece here, this white piece here, is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the piece for the inside is also 4 by 5 1/4. And I've got some cardstock that would be basically the same color as your card base. And I've cut a circle with the Spotlight on Nature dies. This is about a 3 3/4 inch circle. And then I've got this, which is going to be pattern paper to go on the inside of it. And this is like a, what is this? This is about a 2 1/4 inch circle. It's going to go there. And then we've got a piece of pattern paper that is 1 inch by 5 1/4, which is going to go here. So let's put this together real quick. Like I said, this one is pretty easy and not going to take much time at all. So we're going to use this to make some Christmas cards tomorrow. So if you're like down to the last minute and one of those procrastinators and you haven't done that yet, this is a really simple card template that you can use to quickly get some Christmas cards together. So there's that. We're going to put our piece of pattern paper down. Now, I did mine about, let's see, I think I did, let's see, it's about a 1/2 inch from the edge of the card base. So it's going to be, let's see, so if this is an inch line, we're going to go right about there. So about a 1/2 inch from the left edge of the card base. Okay, so there's that. Now we'll put together our focal point that's going to go here in the middle of our card. And we'll just put that in there. So that'll be pattern paper on top of your cardstock. And then this just gets centered. So top to bottom and left to right. Something like right about there. And you wouldn't have to put it in the center. You could put it more toward the top. You could, when you get ready to do a sentiment, since this is going to be pattern paper, I'm either going to stamp right here or do kind of like a little banner or something. Banner die, use a banner die and stamp right here. So if I had a sentiment that was, say, bigger than would fit right here, you could always, like I said, move this north to give yourself some more room down here for your sentiment. But that is completely up to you. And we will go through a few of these when we go through our cards tomorrow. So let's get our inside piece in, centered up, and that will do it for our first template. Like I said, pretty simple, pretty easy. Okay, let's move on to our gift card holder. So I'll get my directions out here. Okay, so we've got our card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, I've scored it at 2.5 and then at 6.5. And so let me go ahead and burnish these folds. So it's going to go like this, where the bigger one is going to come down from the top. Now, next thing we need is, we've got a piece of white cardstock. You could use any neutral cardstock. You could probably use any, well, I'm going to stamp on this, so I'm going to keep it kind of neutral. This is for the mechanism part for the inside. So this is 4 by 5.5, scored at 1/2 inch, and then at 3 7/8 of an inch. So this is going to make the pocket for our gift card. So let's burnish this. So this one you want to fold up. This one you can actually burnish. I'm going to burnish it this way first. And I'm going to flip it over and burnish it the other way, because this is actually going to go in like this, so that it moves. As you can see, this mechanism moves. It's going to bring our gift card up as you open the card base. Okay, so we'll put that to the side for a minute. Next, we've got pattern paper. So I've got 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. That would be this one. This one is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. These are going to go on the outside of our card. And then I've got some cardstock for the focal piece. I've got a piece of, this is just cardstock of any color. And this is a piece of pattern paper that's going to go in here. So let's go ahead and get this together. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our card base, and I'm going to take some tear and tape. And we are going to take tear and tape, and on the narrower of the sides, so we want the side that's on the bottom that's going to, you know, start to create our pocket, we're going to put some tear and tape down here. And you want to get it as close to the edge as possible, because you want to leave room for your mechanism to work right. So we want to leave plenty of room between the tape. So just going to get this down here. I'm going to give these a good burnish, because that'll help me to get the backing off of it here. So we can take the back off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this over. Okay, so there's our first fold. Okay, there's our first pocket. Now, next, we're going to put our mechanism together here. So, as you can see, let me just show you how that, we want the top fold to be over like this. So we're going to put, before we do that, we're going to put some tear and tape on this one as well, because we're going to create, this is actually where our gift card is going to be. So again, you want to keep the tape as close to the edges as possible, so that you have room between the tape for the gift card. You want to be able to get the gift card in and out without issue. If you don't leave enough space in here, it won't fit. So let's burnish these down. We'll get the backing off of these. And we'll just give this a fold over. And we'll just burnish that down pretty good. So here's our pocket. Now, next thing we need to do is we are going to just take glue and put against this. And so I'm going to use tear and tape on this too, because this is going to get a lot of work as we open and close our card, because this piece is going to move every time you do that. So you want some kind of a strong adhesive, because you don't want it coming apart. So I'm going to put another row of tear and tape on this, give this a good burnish. We'll peel off our backing. Okay, we're going to take our piece now, and we're going to slide it down into our pocket, and we want to make sure that it is centered left to right. so that we have the same amount of space on this side as we do this side. And when you're happy with that, you push it down as far as it'll go. And make sure we're still even. And then we're going to just take this. So our sticky is here. We're just going to fold this over, just like that. And now that moves as we bring it up and down. Now, this will be where we will stamp maybe a greeting, our inside greeting, maybe when we go to make these, we'll want to do that before we put our mechanism inside. Okay, now we've got our pattern paper we can put on the outside here. So let's put our tear and tape up, and we've got the narrower piece is going to go down here on the bottom. So I'm going to just center this up. Just like that. And then this is our wider piece, and it's going to go on the top. So we'll fold this over and we'll put this out here. Now I'm going to try to line this up with my bottom piece so that it looks like they have the same edges on each side. Okay, so there's that. Now, this is going to be a piece of cardstock, and this is going to be a piece of pattern paper. We're going to put the pattern paper centered inside of the cardstock, and then this entire circle is going to, oops, oh, that was silly. Okay, hang on, I just goofed. Too much adhesive, because if I do that, I'm going to end up closing, I'm going to end up sealing the card shut, and then nobody will get the gift card. So I'm going to push that down. I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to find my rubber eraser here. I'm just going to take this and peel off that excessive adhesive. It'll come right off with this eraser, and so we've done no harm. Okay, perfect. All right, so there is our gift card holder. So that wasn't too bad. So here are the two templates that we put together today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back tomorrow with our basic template to make some Christmas cards. So I hope to see you all then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.